All right, I want to show. I want to go over some of these puzzles, or at least this one puzzle, these Kakuros that I'm gonna have to zoom in. That I introduced the kids to, and these puzzles are really good. I'm gonna have to scroll up and down because this is a tall one. But these puzzles are really good for these kids for a lot of reasons, and I just want to show you quickly how they need to do it. The first thing they need to do is write down all the numbers, not all the numbers, all the digits, 1 through 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what we're doing is we're looking for these three numbers have to add up to 6. These two have to add up to 12. Now, obviously, this can be 9 and 3. It could be 8 and 4. It could be 7 and 5. It could never be 6 and 6 because these you can't repeat a number in a box. Horizontally or vertically. And so the first thing we teach the kids is they were looking for what they call unique sums, right? So for example, 17, these two numbers going vertically have to add up to 17. The only pair of numbers that add up to 17 are 8 and 9. So this is either going to go 8, 9 or 9, 8. We don't know which one yet. And I would have them write in 8, 9, like in lightly and in pencil, and 9, 8, like this. Maybe we'll come back to that one. 6, these three numbers add up to 6. The only three numbers add up to 6 are 1, 2, and 3. So we need a 1, 2, and a 3 in here, right? So it could be 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, whatever. Actually, it couldn't be 1, 3, 2 because if we had a 2 here, you would need a 10 there to make 12. So it cannot be a 2. It cannot be a 1 because that would need an 11. Okay, so this actually has to be 3. So I'm going to put a 3 in here. And 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 and 3 make 12. 9 and 2 make 11. Now, again, we need a 1 and 2 in here, and the 2 has to be over here. It cannot be above the other 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. We need to get to 10, so we need a 7. 2 plus what makes 14? Aha. Now we have 4. Two numbers that add up to 4. The only two numbers that add up to 4 are 1 and 3. So this is going to go 1 and 3, or it's going to go 3 and 1. If it's 3 and 1, we would need, let's see, 11. 1, yeah, we need 11 to get to 14. So that's not going to happen. So this has to be a 3. This has to be a 3 and 2 make 5. That has to be a 9. 3 and 1 make 4. 7 minus 1 is 6. Now we're going across here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers that add up to 37. So we're missing two numbers that add up to 8. What adds up to 8? 7 and 1, 6 and 2, 5 and 3. So we're missing one of these pairs. And this is a little bit more complicated, but I'm going to do it now anyway. We're missing one of these pairs of numbers, right? We need to get to 37. We have 15. We have 22 right now. So we need 13. Well, basically, because we already have a 6 in here, we can't be missing 6 and 2, right? We can't be, oh, I'm sorry. All the numbers add up to 45. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that's 10. That's bowling pins, 15, 21, 22. Excuse me, 21, 28, 36, 45. So all the numbers add up to 45. So if we had all 9 numbers, it would add up to 45. In this case, we have 7 that add up to 37. Let me come back to that, actually. Let me come back to that. But basically, we're missing, we already have a 7 in here, so we can't be missing 7. We're missing 5 and 3. So numbers that we need in here are probably going to, let me pull this over. The numbers that we need in here look like 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 8. 1, 1, 2, 4, 8, 15. Yeah, these add up to 15. These add up to 22. So these can be 1, 2, 4, 8 in here. Okay, 1, 2, 4, and 8. You can't put an 8 here because these two add up to 6. This is going to be a 1, 2, or a 4, 1, 2, or a 4. I should use purple, but yeah, 1, 2, or 4. 1, if that's a 1, that's a 5. If that's a 2, that's a 4. If that's a 4, that's a 2. Okay. Let's see where else we can go. We're looking for unique sums again, right? So remember, we need 8 and 9 here, or 9, excuse me, 8 and 9, or 9 and 8 going down. Now, 23 is also a unique sum. Well, let's just start with this. 7, 8, and 9, the three biggest numbers, add up to 24. Okay. But 6, 8, and 9, we reduce the 7 by 1, we get 23. Turns out this is the only way to use three numbers to get to, to get to 23. Look right here, we have another 8 and 9 going down. 8 and 9, 8 and 9. That means this has to be the 6 here. Okay, let me put that in there in Einstein blueprint blue. So that has to be a 6. We've got alternating 8 and 9s. 8 and 9s. This right here, this 24 is going to be 7, 8, or 9. 7, 8, or 9, okay? So we can have the 8, 9 in any of these three boxes, but the 7 is in the first or the last. All right, let's see where else we can go here. These are the easiest level puzzles. I thought they were going to be a little easier, but easy for South Korean or Japanese math puzzles is harder than easy in the United States. All right, if this is an 8, this is going to be a 4. 8 and 4 make 12. 9 and 3 make 12. Can I make a clear 3 here? All right, 40 going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 boxes add up to 40. Excuse me, 8 digits add up to 40. That means we're missing the 5, right? Because remember, all these need to add up to 45. So there's no 5 in this column. I don't know what to do with that just yet, but we cannot have a 5 here. Okay, I don't think we're ever going to have a 5 here because that would put a 9 there. But let's see, what makes 14? 5 and 9, 6 and 8. That's it. That's it. 6 and 8, 5 and 9. Now you could never put a 9 or an 8 here in this little tiny 7 sum. So this has to be a 5 or a 6. Am I purple? Yeah. This has to be a 5 and a 2 or a 6 and a 1. 5 would go with 9. 6 would go with 8. Okay, so we don't have any problems in here yet. But let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Yeah, I don't think we could have a 5 in here. Let's just try a 5 in here, right? If we had a 5 in here, that would force a 1 in here, right? Because to get to 6. So if we have a 1 in here, these two have to add up to 20. These two, top and bottom, looks like a barbell, doesn't it? They would have to add up to 20. The most two numbers can add up to is 17. So it turns out that putting a 1 in here forces these two numbers to be bigger than they can be. Therefore, you can't put a 5 in here. You can't put a 5 in here, which means you can't have a 5 here. Okay. So where were we? We cannot have a 5 in here because it will force a 1 in there, which would create problems. So if we can't have a 5 here, we can't have a 1 there. Okay. So we need a 1 either in here, here, or here. And we already determined we can't put a 1 in here because these two would have to add up to 20. So the 1 is in here or here. So I'm going to put a another purple 1 over this box here. Okay. Now, we're down to 2 and 4 here. I don't think we could actually put a 4. Let me go back to the red pen. I don't think we could put a 4 in here either because that would put a 2 in here, right? 4 plus 2 makes 6. And then we'd need 19 in these two boxes. We use squares. You can't make 19 with two numbers, with two different numbers. Okay, so you can't put a 4 in there either. So this is going to have to be a 2. Let me clear up this whole thing here. This is going to have to be a 2 in here. Now watch what this does. This is going to really... This has to be a 2. This has to be a 4. Now these two have to add up to 17, right? 8 and 9 again. 8 and 9 are two biggest numbers. You can't put a 9 here because it would clash with this 9. So now we have 8. We have 9. 9 and 6 make 15. 6 and 7 make 13. 7 and 6 make 13. 6 and 4 make 10. 4 and 3 make 7. You can't... 4 right here has to be... it has to be 3 and 1 or 1 and 3. It has to be 1 and 3 because there are a couple of reasons. You couldn't have stacked the 3s and you can't put a 1 in here. You'd need a 10. Now we have 8, 3, and 1, 4. All this adds up and checks out. Good. Okay, what we're missing here, we're missing 1, 2, 4, and 8. Well, this is a 4. These are 1 and 2. We don't have clarity yet on which is which. If they're going to be 1 and 2, 1 and 2, we'll probably have to get clarity coming up from the bottom somewhere. Okay, but it looks like we made some significant progress here. All right. Let's see. 9 and 8, 7, 8, 9, 6, 4, 3. There's no 5 in here. I don't think that helps us that much. I don't think that helps us that much. Let's go back down here. We have 24. So this is 7, 8, and 9. It's in some way, shape, or form. You just can't have a 9 in here because that would have to be a 0. So this looks like 7 and 8. And if it's a 7, that's a 2. If it's an 8, that's a 1. If this is a 2, that's a 3. If this is a 1, that's a 4. This would have to be 9 and 8 going this way. 3 plus 9 makes 12. 4 plus 8 makes 12. 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7. Okay, I'm going to have to scroll down here a little bit. Okay, 7, 8, 9. Let's see what else we have. We have 8 and 9 in here right now. Look at this. You have 8 and 9. It could never be this way because if we have 9 here, then we need 1 and 1 to get to 11. That's not possible. So I'm going to go right to the blue pen, put an 8 in here, a 9 in here. 9 and 6 make 15. 11. This has to be 1 and 2. Not sure where yet. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, right? Remember 6 is 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. It's called our third triangular number. It's like bowling pins without the last row. Okay, let's see. 28, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, those are going to be the first. Oh, I know where we can go. That's actually going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. That equals 28. How do I know that? We have 10 and we have 18. It's 28 because I've done a bazillion of these puzzles too. Okay, but let's look over here. This 4 has to be 3 and 1, but if it was 3 and 1 this way, you need a 0 there. Therefore, it's going to have to be 1. 1 and 2 make 3. 1 and 3 make 4. Okay. 16 is also a unique sum. 7 plus 9 equals 16. Remember, you could never do 8 and 8 to make 16. 16 is a unique sum. It has to be 7 and 9. 7 would be 5. 9 would be a 3. 7 and 9. Aha. Look at this. You could never do 7 and 9 because there's no 9 in our 28 sum going across. There's no 9 in there. Okay. 28 going across is just the first 7 small numbers. So we're going to put a 9 up here, a 7 there, 3 here. Let's see, what else we need. Oh, we had a 2 here. This cannot be a 2 because the 2 is used up. So I'm going to grab my white out, make this a 1, and this a 2. This has to be a 1, and this has to be a 2. Remember, these add up to 11. 8 and 1 and 2 is 11. Now there's no 2 in here. There's no 2 in here. So those are going to be alternating 1 and 3 and some 1 and 3 or 3 and 1. Who knows? Okay, let's see what else we got here. 15 is like what I would call a semi-unique sum. So 15 is going to be 6 and 9 make 15, or 7 and 8 make 15. Okay? Plus, plus, plus. We're only doing addition here, right? So in a 15, you would have to have 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now, you can't put a 6 in here. You can't put a 7 in here. That has to be an 8 or a 9. Okay, it has to be an 8 or a 9. Hold on a sec. In this 15 here, look at this. You can't put an 8 or a 9. It has to be a 6 or a 7. Okay. So if it was 6, 6 plus 9 would give me 15, and then 9 would require an 8 here. And if it was 7, that would require an 8 here, and then that would be a 9 right there. Okay. Now, if this was a 6, we would have a 2 in here. It's a 7, we would have a 1 here. 2 and 3 make 5, and a 5 is possible here. 1 and 3 would make 4, right? If we had a 1, I'm going to circle it. If we had a 1 and 3, we would need a 6 here. And look at these 6s. They would not get along. Okay, so we can't have a 1 here. Right? Again, I'll show it again. If we had a 1, we would need a 6 and they wouldn't get along. So we can't have a 1 here, so this has to be a 2. This has to be a 2. This has to be a 6. This has to be a 6. 6 and what make 15? You see how much addition we're actually doing in here? We're using addition and logic, and there are many ways to do this. 6 and 9 make 15. 9 and 8 make 17. And when the kids, I should go to blue. And when the kids do these, they get a real sense of accomplishment. 8 and 5 make 13. 5 and 8. Hope I don't make a mistake. It's annoying and you got to go back. 5 and 8 make 13. 5 and 8 make 13. This cannot be an 8 here. That has to be a 7. This has to be a 7. That's going to make this a 2. That's going to make this a 3. That's going to make this a 9. 3 and 9 make 12. I'm just checking. 2 and 7 make 9. 2 and 3 make 5. Going up. 7, 8, 9. This is all good right here. 2 and 3. This is going to be a 5. 1, 2. We're missing 3 and 4 in here. We're missing 3 and 4. Okay, remember we had the first 7 numbers. If we extended bowling pins, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, it would be like super bowling plus 6 plus 7. There are actually 28 pins here, and that would be a lot more fun to bowl. So I'm going to put the 3 over here because it can't be above this 3. So this is going to have to be a 3. This is going to have to be a 1. This is going to have to be a 2. 3, 3 and 1. Ooh, we have a mistake. 3 and 1 is 4. And that's 8. No, wait, that's a mistake. Hold on. Let me back out of this. This has to be a 1. Do we have a mistake here? 3, 2, 8, 11. No, this is right. 2 and 8 make 10. 2 and 3 make 5. 9, 12. Oh, good. I was hoping we didn't have a mistake there. It happens all the time. Then you got to reprint the puzzle out when they become really bad, big mistakes. It's fine. 3, 1, 6, 5, 6. This has to be a 4 here, right? We have all the sum of the first 7 numbers. Now look at this going down here. How many numbers are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're only missing the 5. Okay, 8 numbers that add up to 40 are going to be all our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, but no 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can add them up. That's 30, and that's 10. Now we haven't done this one yet, but these add up to 30. That one will come soon. All right. So there's no 5 in here, but I don't know that we needed a 5. I don't see how that helps us. Again, 15 has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. 6, 7, this has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Well, this is a 3 or a 1, right? 1 or a 3. So if this was a 3, that I'm going to change to a different color. If this was a 3, that would be a 7, and that would be an 8. That would be okay. This is a 1, that would be a 9, and that would be a 6. And that would be okay. So we really only have 1, 3, 9, 3 with 7, 9 with 6, 7 with 8. Okay, and these would have to be alternating 1 and actually, look at this. I didn't even see this. We can't put a 3 in there. Cannot put a 3 in there. Look at that. Right? You can't go 3, 1 because these 3s would clash. So this has to be 1, 3, 7, 8. And that's very helpful. Now this 1 up here tells me I can't go 1, 2 for this unique sum. I have to go 2, 1, 1, 9, 8, 8, and 7 make 15. 7 and 6 make 13. Okay, we'll come back to this. We finish up this bottom part here and maybe come up this way. Let's see. Look at the numbers we've used. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing 6, 7, and 9. 6, 7, and 9, right? 6, 7, and 9. Now I can't put a 7 or a 9 in here because it's too big. It would squeeze this and we need a zero or a negative number. So this has to be the 6. Now we're at 1. Now we're at 9, right? 1 and 9 make 10. 9 and 1 make 10. There's no 5 in here. We're just looking for 7 and 9. 7 and 9. Well, look, we can't put a 9 here because they wouldn't get along. 7, 9. 9 and 7 make 16. 5, 5 and 3 make 8. 9 and 3 makes 12. And then we have a 1 here. Now, we haven't looked at the 7 yet, but 7 is a unique sum. The only three numbers that add up to 7 are 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Now, you can't put a 2 here because you'd have 11 there. That has to be a 4. That has to be a 9. That has to be a 2. 2 and 8 make 10. We've got 17 and 3 make 20. 3 and 8 make 11. 8 and 5 make 13. 5 and 1 make 6. 3 and 1 make 4. 3 and 8 make 11. Okay, now look at this. We've got this whole section down below all done and pretty much checked. I don't think there are any mistakes there. So we're going to keep going. Now, I know these add up to 15, and I know it can't be 6 and 9. So I know it's going to be, whoa, look at this. Yeah, I guess we can go there. So we need 15 here. 21 minus 6 is 15. The only way we can make 15 with these two remaining numbers, we could never use 6 and 9 because these 6s would get along. So it has to be 8 and 7. Okay, 7 and 8 make 15. But you can't put them this way because this 7 here would require another 7. And therefore, we can actually clarify. This is an 8. This is a 7. This is a 6. This is a 4. 10. We're at 10. We need the 9 here for 19. We need the 10 for 19. Now look at this. We have nowhere else for the 7. 24 is 7, 8, 9. 7 has to be here. It cannot be here in a 17 sum. 7, 8, 9. Let's get the white out. Let's get the white out. So now this is 9. This is 8. This is 8. This is going to be 9 right here. Right? 8 and 9 make 17. 9 and 3 make 12. 9 and 3 make 12. And let's see. Everything but is clarified, but these 2, 1, 8, 9. Oh, there's an 8 at the bottom. We cannot have an 8 at the top. Okay, so now we're going to put a 9 in here. We'll wrap up this. I'm just going to erase all these because it's not hard math. Okay, so we have to have a 9 here. 5, 5, and 2 make the 7. We're just missing the 1 here, I believe. 7, 15, 22. Yeah, 37. Now, remember, we're only missing a 5 here, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. We're missing one number from the 45, and it's just the 5. So there's no 5. So we come back here, we count up 1. I'm missing a 2. I'm missing a 2, and I know I can't put it here because that would require a 10. So I go 2, 3, 8, and 4, and then we're done. Okay. And we're done. We're looking for unique sums, and we'll get into the bigger ones, 6, 7, 8, 9, and whatnot. These are the easiest ones, and these kids really like these puzzles already, and they're going to like them even more when they get better.